So here we go. I'm at the University of Oxford. So it makes sense to kind of delve a little bit more in detail about what I prescribe for Test 20. I hope the organizers are listening. You know, India struggles for global sports brands. The IPL is perhaps India's only global sports brand at the moment. I don't see any other homegrown brand which has the potential of attracting global talent. Yes, there is the Hockey India League. There are some other leagues. And some of the leagues have done well. But that's where Test 20 ideally can be different. Because for the first time, you are seeing genuine parity. You are seeing equal representation from men and women. You are seeing the youth, age between say 13 and 19. I am hoping that the organizers will listen to my suggestions and make it 21. So, and this is no longer restricted to one geographical boundary. So this is not about India. It is about people and youth from different parts of the world coming together for one sporting ambition, and that is to chase excellence. It is about the grassroots. It is about giving people an opportunity. It is about an aspirational story. And that's where this has the potential of becoming a homegrown brand which travels the world. Imagine this. Take South Asia, Sri Lanka, Maldives, Nepal. All of these countries, there will be people who want these kind of opportunities in the absence of platforms. In India, still you have some. But what about these other countries? Even the West. Even the West. There will be enormous opportunity for people from the West to come and play. And that's where I think educational institutions have a fundamental role to play. Test 20 can reach out to these educational institutions. I have forever argued that the problem with India is that there is no mesh between academia and sport. If you take a look at England, Loughborough University produces the best athletes. If you take a look at the United States, D1 produces the best athletes. Take a look at Canada. It's the same. In India, unfortunately, that has not been the case. With Test 20, where men and women, boys and girls have the opportunity of playing together, if the educational institution can be brought within its ambit, you have the West, you have the East. This can be a perfect harmony of the global world coming together. So in that sense, this can become an Indian sporting brand which has the ability to go global. That's why I'm quite excited by this format, and I hope it does well. You know, I actually find a lot of similarities between RevSportz and Test 20. Both are meant as disruptors. When I started RevSportz about 4.5 years back, the whole idea of covering multi-sport was not there. You know, covering multi-sport from on ground, giving young people opportunities, sending people to multiple different sports events to cover. This was not the case in India. We kind of disrupted that, and look at where we are today. I think Test 20 has similar potential. We have been hearing about gender equality. We have been hearing about parity. But so far, and I can say this very confidently, so far what existed was tokenism. You know, yes, internationally we now have the WPL, which is fabulous, but domestic, where are the number of tournaments that we have for men? How can women equal that? I don't see that. So that's where Test 20, equal number, makes a difference. And that's where I think if you are a brand, look at the Trailblazers Conclave. Look at the number of brands that have come forward and support us. I think this whole equality, this sensitivity, this empowerment angle, if you are a brand, I think this is a major investment opportunity. Because what are we after? We are after creating legacies. We are after creating a serious legacy which we can all look back to with pride. We can look back to with a lot of satisfaction. We can look back to having made a difference. And that's what Test 20 has the possibility of doing. And that's where I think it needs support. And that's why we at RevSportz have decided to back this concept. We will question them. We will be critical of them. But we will also back them because I think there is serious opportunity here. And that's where I think maybe NRIs, maybe people who want to give it back to India, contribute back to the society back home, brands who want to invest in the Indian sporting ecosystem, make a difference to the youth, I think this is a serious opportunity. For me, it is like a breath of fresh air. And as I said, I'm currently in Oxford. When I see youth sport, I see it everywhere. When I see opportunities, I see it everywhere. Unfortunately, I do not see that in India, and more so for women, more so in cricket, because this parity, equal representation of men and women is not there. That's where Test 20 can become an attractive brand opportunity. That's where Test 20 can make a fundamental difference to our ecosystem. Gaurav Bahirwani and his team need to get a lot of things right. The trials, the scouting, the talent hunt, the pulling off of the event, the marketing, the media, sending the right messages. They have a hell of a lot of work to do. Make no mistake, it's a tough ask. But if you ask me, is there potential? Of course there is potential. And that is why we at RevSportz are determined to be there and try and ask the right questions, be constructively critical so that this brand develops, because this has the potential of becoming an Indian sports brand with global appeal.